Hi, I'm Elaine Hendricks, actress and animal advocate. This year I'm committed to posting one new video a week that highlights various animal issues. And this week, week 13, unlucky 13, I'm going to talk about SB 1248, the Ag-Gag bill. So right now I'm in Los Angeles, California, and it's late. I got home to an email regarding my beloved home state of Tennessee. And the opening paragraph says, earlier this evening, SB 1248, commonly known as the Ag-Gag or Anti-Whistleblower Bill, passed the Senate Judiciary Committee with an amendment. This is bad news for animals and citizens. It certainly is, on so many levels. So I'm going to try to break it down real quick in simple terms because it's complicated, it's intense, and it's scary. So basically what the ag industry is trying to do is say that if you witness and certainly record any abuses, you have to present your evidence within 24 hours, and you have to be the one to stand up to say, I am reporting it. That's what they want. And there are just so many problems with this. I'm going to talk about three in particular. Number one, animal abuse. The ag industry has been hit hard over the past few years because of animal activists, journalists, and regular citizens and workers who say what you're doing to animals and what's happening in the industry, in the agriculture industry, is wrong. And there's going to be some people who say, well, I don't care about animals. And the ag industry is counting on that. They want you to say, oh, well, that's just a cow or a pig, and they're going to the slaughterhouse anyway. So then if that is indeed the case, let's look at the second thing then, the First Amendment. It is your right to be able to say, I need to figure out what it is that I'm seeing, make sure that I'm seeing what I'm seeing, report it when I feel comfortable, and report it without identifying myself. It's your right to do that. But the ag industry wants to say, no, in this case, that's not your right. And if you do, you're going to be breaking the law and get in trouble. They're wanting to intimidate people because what's happening in their industry is horrific. What you report 2 months from now should be just as valid as what you report within 24 hours. And as a matter of fact, especially when you have seen the same instances over and over and over and over again, but the ag industry doesn't want that. The third thing that this affects is your food source. So let's say you don't care about animals, and let's say you don't keep up with the Constitution and the First Amendment, all that's, too much, whatever. What about just what's on your plate? It was through investigations that discovered what's happening with down cows and that they're still going into the food supply, and hello, mad cow? So, these things are vital for animals' protection and for your protection. Two more things I want to say about it right now. There are already laws in place. They came about years ago when there was the big brouhaha with the tobacco industry. So these whistleblower laws, they're already in place. If we start backtracking now and saying, well, there's a certain set for tobacco people and another set for animal people, well, then what about for child abuse, and what about domestic abuse? Where do we draw the line? And then the last thing I want to say right now is that this has nothing whatsoever to do with Obama. It also doesn't have anything to do with like Democrat, Republican, other than 5 Republicans voted for this, and that's because typically the Republicans are overseeing more rural areas that deal with the ag industry, but this isn't a Republican Democratic issue. This also is not a small farmer issue. So don't think like, oh, they're the ones who are going to be hurt. No, 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 no. All of that is to detract you from the real issue, which is that this is about big ag business protecting big ag business, their own interests. They don't want to be accountable. They don't want to be responsible, and they don't want to be conscionable. They want to protect their almighty dollar. So please, if you live in Tennessee, make calls to your reps. SB 1248, the Ag-Gag bill. This cannot pass, and it is likely going to the House and Senate floors next week. So get on the phones, get out, call the papers. Like, this cannot pass. And whether you're a friend or foe of the United States, the Humane Society of the United States, their legislative fund is on top of this. They're really doing amazing work. And so I encourage you to support them. Get out there, support animals, be their voice, be a voice for each other. We've got to look out for one another. It's 2013. We need to be witnesses. We need to be reporting. We need to be loud and proud for love and compassion.